What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about are narcissists possessed by demons, or are demons narcissists, right? So let's get to it. So if you're not familiar with the narcissist or what a narcissist means. Basically, it's a personality disorder of when someone constantly loves to gaslight you. They love to lie. They love to not take accountability, and they like to cause a lot of chaos and confusion into your lives. They tend to be mentally abusive, verbally abusive, and they could also be passive aggressive in a way in which they could mess up your psychology, your psychological thinking. This is where you get your covert narcissist from and your overt narcissist. So overt narcissist is someone who blatantly disrespects you, lies to you, manipulates you, and they steal money from you. They steal shit from you. They steal your time, your energy, your money, your resources. So they damage you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and all that shit, right? And it's a real thing. And a covert narcissist is someone who covert narcissism is really hard to explain, and I've dealt with covert narcissism from a lot of people throughout my experiences. I have family members like this. I've dealt with people at the workplace like this. So this shit's not it's not familiar to me, but I mean it's not unfamiliar to me, but at the same time it's hard to explain. I feel like a covert narcissist is one of the most dangerous fucking personalities or personalities order that's out there. A covert fucking a narcissist because a covert narcissist, they'll do shit to you, right? Behind closed doors. But when someone's around or in public, they'll act one way. I mean, all narcissists do this, but covert narcissists were like they'll present themselves in one way, but behind closed doors, only you. They'll pick on you. They'll fucking abuse you. They'll play mind games with you, and then they'll gaslight you and they'll lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But but in public, they'll act one way, or with a group of people, they'll present themselves in one way in which they're not. Um, I'm not going to explain too much about what narcissism is. There's a lot of YouTube videos that explains what a narcissist is and what narcissists are and how they operate and what causes them, etc. But this video is going to be about. I feel like there's a spiritual side to it, but also this video is about. Is a possible fact that a narcissist or narcissism or people who are very narcissistic they tend to have they tend to be possessed by a fucking demon or a fucking devil or just they have a lot of negative spirits in them. I really true believe this shit because if you observe if you just go on YouTube, type in a narcissist or narcissistic behavior, right? Covert narcissism, narcissist. You type in people's experiences and things they've been through with people like this, and it just seems like as a timeline of going in, especially with the social media age, a lot of people are being exposed or they're talking about how they're a victim of a narcissistic abuse. A lot of people tend to have that mental fucking illness or that personality disorder of causing chaos and abuse towards innocent people, right? I feel like I'm also a victim of like a narcissistic and abuse and shit, right? So I feel like it's a huge thing, and like a lot of people are starting to realize that we have a lot of mentally unstable and a lot of personality disorders that cause a lot of abuse towards innocent people's lives, right? This word again, narcissism. A lot of people are becoming familiar with the word narcissism, right? So, but also again, I also believe there's demonic influence within that shit. If you observe a narcissist, if you see the things they do and how they operate, one, they all do the same shit. They all operate the same way, and no fucking human being will actually what would do the things a narcissist would do. What do narcissists do? They lie, they gaslight, they steal. Um, they like they when I say steal, I mean like they steal your time, your energy, your innocence, your money, all that shit, right? They're abusive and they don't take accountability. And when you confront them, they lie or like they'll do a lot of foul shit and they cause a lot of pain and suffering towards people's lives. And they keep innocent people stuck at a constant cycle of confusion, and that's how they feed off their energy. No fucking sane human being does shit like this. No human being does shit like this. Don't get me wrong. As human beings, we all have narcissistic tendencies. It's normal. It's natural. It's part of the human experience. Even I have it. We all have it. But I'm talking about narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder. Personality disorder, I would say it does fall to the same category as demonic possession because narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder are both kind of the same thing. But I feel like when it comes to demonic spirits and possession, it more falls into a narcissism compared to narcissistic personality disorder. Because at least that's a personality disorder. It's explained scientifically. But narcissism, I feel like that deals with demonic possession and shit like that. Either way, both these personality disorders are so fucking evil, right? But yeah, but what really inspired me to make this video, there's this YouTuber channel. Her name is fuck. Her name, I forgot her name. Her name is, I think, Bethel Baker. I will put her channel through my comment section and I'll pin it and I'll put it in my community as well. I think it's called Bethel Baker. She made a channel. I mean, she made a YouTube video. First off, her whole channel is about narcissists and how to like spot them, how to get away from them, right? And I really like her channel because she goes into detail and she explains like in a way where it makes sense to me and shit. But she made a video where she talks about demons in human form, where she talks about people with narcissism or narcissistic personality disorders. They tend to be possessed by a fucking demon, or they're a little demon in a fucking human meat suit, right? And when she made this video, it made so much sense because she made so much good points. She mentioned that like this is why when you deal with like a narcissist or if you have ever dealt with someone, a toxic person who will give you an evil stare, it's called the narcissistic stare, and she talked about it. Where like they'll just mad dog you like this, and they just look so fucking angry, and like you see their eyes, their eye pupils switch up and shit like that. There's been a lot of reports like that where when people deal with toxic people or like narcissistic people, they're out to get them. And I've experienced this myself actually plenty of times through family members, through like close friends and shit like that. It's a real thing. And so they tend to give you. I, I like to call it the death stare. It's so fucking disturbing. It's where like there's a lot of hatred and like and envy and just like this anger and hatred within those eyes. You know what I'm saying? And those mad dog you like this. It's a lot of anger and hatred, right? I experienced this shit a lot from family members and shit, right? And from other people as well. And a lot of people experience this shit as well, and it makes them very uncomfortable. And again, no right human being would do shit like that. All the things narcissist people would do, no sane human fucking being would do shit like this. I mean, who the fuck enjoys hurting people, harming people, lying to people, fucking like just doing all this shit towards people, right? People who do shit like this, they have a lot of trauma, they have a lot of like shame, guilt, hatred towards themselves, because no sane human being would do shit like this. Um, I wish I'd go more into detail with my personal life experiences, but is this too triggering? Is this too hurtful? Is this I don't think I could take it, so I'm probably not gonna go too much into detail because this is too painful. But yeah, but I've dealt with family members who will like lie to me. They'll lie on my name. They'll throw away all my clothes. They'll fucking like ask me for money. They'll use me in some way. They'll fucking physically and verbally attack me and shit. And when I defend myself, they'll gang up on me. So, and I was forced to cut all them off. So, like, it's just like, and they're very good at lying. They're very good at manipulating. So they're very skilled, and this is very skilled at fucking lying and getting away with shit. And you see this shit play out in the world, you know what I'm saying? So not only are we dealing with like a narcissist, but like we have like people in power who are narcissists as well, and that's why the world is so. This is why the world is the way it is. This is why, from a spiritual perspective, people call it the devil's playground, or they'll call it like this is hell. Like people in the spiritual community loves to call Earth hell because it makes sense. So much evil shit that takes place. A lot of people are able to get away with a lot of evil shit. This is why I question myself. If karma is a real thing, then how come there's a lot of evil shit that people are just getting away with? And it makes sense because we're in hell. So it's easier for demonic spirits or demonic entities to influence a lot of people's minds to do bad shit, right? This is why we have money control, money enslavement, and so much wars and battles through manipulation on all this other crazy ass shit, right? Why they fucking poison the foods, they poison the sky, and not really free, and a lot of restrictions, right? So that's how it is. But Not only that, but like we still have like third world countries, people that are struggling to like get food and water and shelter and shit like that. How the fuck we're in 2023 shit like this still happens? So yeah, but yeah, it's just crazy, man. So like I'm just there are times where I reflect on my life experiences, and even what I'm experiencing now, where like I'm constantly having people like steal my money, or like people would just like have a lot of like anger or hatred, or like they'll constantly lie to me. I'm still dealing with like family members who are lying to me to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like recently, like it's a long story, but long story short, I feel like one of my family members did something to me. Where, like they try to get someone to call me through like an unknown number, just schedule a fucking court date that I knew nothing about and that I didn't do anything about. And they, I feel like they're trying to set me up, so then I confronted my mom, family members, and then they're lying to me saying that they never had someone call me to schedule court dates. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? So it's just spiritual warfare, it's just demonic attacks. So like at this point, it's like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Originally, I used to struggle with this. I still do, but like I'm as I'm getting older, the more I study about spirituality, learning more about shit like this, and the more I'm listening to my intuition and doing the healing work, I'm starting to realize that like is something I shouldn't really take personal, because these people, they're just very traumatized and very damaged people because of this world and because of generational curses and spiritual warfare, right? And a lot of demonic influences. But so this is why I really shouldn't take it personal. They're just damaged people. It more so sucks because I was put into that situation, and since so many people are like this, so many people are like this, I'm forced to fucking detach from a lot of people like this. So I can not only that, but now I got so much like PTSD like symptoms and trauma that I got to heal from, so I could like function properly in the real fucking world, right? It takes a lot of healing work and it takes time. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that sucks about it. So it's kind of a lonely road, and it's not easy at all. And it takes a lot of like courage and strength just to heal a lot of fucking trauma and pain and suffering from what these people inflict onto you, right? Because a lot of people are just so fucking damaged mentally, and because of this bullshit ass world we live in. And it's a timeline we're living in too. So there are times where I'm like, damn man, like did God really put me into this situation, or did I chose to experience this shit, or like have I done something bad in my past lives to where now I'm paying the price in this lifetime? This is why my life seems so chaotic whenever I'm dealing with people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like there are times where I'll question myself, like man, like why am I experiencing all this shit? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy too because there are people who actually experience the same shit that I'm experiencing. I have met people who experience similar life situations as I'm experiencing. Right, I'm subscribed to them on YouTube and shit. Like and how they describe their lives and things that happen to them. That's the same shit happened to me. So that's how I know. Like when it comes to life, when it comes to human experience, we kind of don't have free will, because why is it that like me and a certain amount of people are experiencing the same shit, and then you have other people who experience different shit than me, but these same people who experience different shit, they also experience the same shit as those other people. So this where you get your like soul tribe, and just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it makes me think like, man, I feel like life kind of set us up to experience certain shit, and the reason why people experience similar shit as us is so we can relate to them. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, in my opinion, exposes the human experience. But it is what it is, though. But it's just like I don't know, man. It's insane, bro. Like it's really insane. So this is why I made this video, because again, I have a lot of anger and pent up emotions that I need to release. I'm probably gonna work out and be productive throughout this weekend. Um, 'cause this is not this is not easy. Like I have a lot of like just anger towards the people I've dealt with and the people I'm currently dealing with. You know, I recently got scammed by someone I thought I trusted. So it's been rough, but um, hopefully karma is a real thing. So I feel like there are times where I think like, man, if someone's constantly experiencing so much disrespect and abuse, will karma or life work in their favor? So if you're experiencing so much unjustice behaviors from people, will life set you up in a way where like it'll set you up for success only because you experience so much abuse and shit? I hope life is like that. I really do. You know what I'm saying? If karma is a real thing, like I said, I believe in karma to a certain extent, but I kind of like when it comes to karma, I kind of believe in, I kind of don't, because one, I never see people get their karma whenever they do me wrong, right? But not only that, but you see how this world is, you see how people operate. You know what I'm saying? So. But what makes it interesting is that like uh Bethel Baker on her YouTube channel, she mentioned that like on her video, demons in human form, when she talks about a narcissist, she made a good point that like a part of since we're in the devil's playground, right? So this world is ruled by the devil and demonic spirits, right? So it makes sense that when you're constantly doing, when you're trying to do right, and trying to do the right thing, not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not perfect, but if you're striving to do better in life, like mentally, spiritually, physically, morally, right? And when you get attacked and shit, when you constantly get attacked from people, when a lot of bullshit happens to you, that tend to gets you angry, right? And that tend to gets people angry. And it's a constant cycle, I think, where if you're an innocent person, but if you keep having horrible shit happen to you, eventually that innocent person is going to turn into the same people that cause a lot of harm onto them. And that's what creates a narcissist. So she mentioned something like that to where like it's the devil's influence. So like when you're constantly being fucked with by people, it's kind of the devil influencing you to become the same people that harmed you. So once you become the people that harmed you, now you are going to be that person that's going to harm an innocent person because you're going to project all that pain that you've experienced to the innocent people, and that's where the constant cycle um develops and shit like that. So she mentioned something like that, and she made a good point. This where like your demonic influences or um or like the devil's influence and shit like that. So this shit makes sense because, and she mentioned that she also mentioned like it's so easy to inflict pain onto others. It's so easy to inflict pain onto innocent people. It's so easy to become the type of people that hurt you. It's so easy to become violent and to become like just bitter and to do people wrong, right? She's so easy to do that based on free will and shit like that. So this is why it makes sense. So it makes sense. So like when I'm trying to do right in life and I'm trying to do good, when I'm trying to improve myself, but I keep dealing with people who will take advantage of my kindness or they'll lie to me, they'll harm me physically, financially, spiritually, mentally. It makes sense that they'll do that shit to me because more likely these damaged people are influenced by a negative demonic spirits or the devil, so they could try to harm me, and eventually I'll get fed up, and then I'll become the same people that inflicted pain onto me, and therefore I'll fucking just fucking be ruthless and cause harm to innocent people, right? Which I don't want. There's why it's important to do the healing work. So it makes sense that the devil, and there's where people talk about the devil's trying to attack me, or like spirits trying to attack me, and just shit like that, or like and people like to refer to them as demons trying to attack you, and shit like that. So I feel like there's a whole spiritual side to it. I'm not saying I'm right, but for me, that's the perspective that works for me. What may work for you may be extremely different, but that shit works for me, and that's how I like to view life. I like to view life. I guess it's like kind of like a religious way, but hey, if that shit works for me. That shit works for me. I'm not saying I'm right, but if that shit works for me. Then fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Because I struggled with this shit my whole life until I found your channel. Like for real, like there are times where like me, I'd be so pissed, I'd be so vengeful. I'm like, fuck, man, like you same people who do me wrong. I've been bro, like I've been done so dirty in this lifetime by fucking people who are close to me, people who are supposed to protect me. They fail to do that, and they've done me so fucking dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like family members, like fuck, man, like bro, you know, like I don't know how I'm not like how am I not in fucking jail based on the things I've experienced? I'm surprised I haven't like harmed anyone or killed anyone and shit like that. Like shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck. But yeah, but it is kind of hard to have faith, or it's kind of hard to like to do good in life, knowing that like when people are doing it wrong and they're getting away with it, and now you're just stuck, and now you gotta do the healing work, and now you gotta pick yourself back up. It's a lonely road, and it feels like no one is seeing this shit, or it feels like you're not safe to live in this world, knowing that people could do a lot of evil towards you, and they could get away with that shit. It kind of like makes you have it kind of makes you develop like a bad outlook on life, knowing that people could get away with a lot of evil shit on your dispense, right? On your expense, and it's like now you got to pick up the pieces. Now you got to pick yourself back up, and you can't even see people, and you can't even see you get your own justice and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? But this is why for me, I have a tarot reader that I trust. I like to book personal readings from. Like whenever I feel like people are doing it wrong, then I'll book a personal tarot reading from her, and then she'll kind of like give me like spiritual messages and tarot readings confirming that like the same people who do me wrong, how they're gonna get their karma and things that they're going to experience for doing me wrong, right? And she go into detail. So for me, that gives me some type of hope or clarity knowing that like just because people do evil shit towards you doesn't mean they'll get away with it. You know what I'm saying? It gets annoying too. It gets draining too because there's sometimes where like I had to like really defend myself. Like there are times where like I had to like just take time out of my day to cuss someone out or to explain why what they did was wrong. To you know what I'm saying? So this shit's annoying, bro. Like shit's annoying because people be getting me fucked up, man. Like you'll be surprised, bro. Like we actually have a lot of like this I don't want to get disrespectful, man, but we have a lot of like retarded people in here, man. Like people who lack emotional intelligence. People think they could get away with shit. People think they could like take advantage of someone's kindness. Even a person like they could like you'll be surprised. People have no morals these days, bro. Like or maybe it's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? The human nature, human beings are very fucking cruel ass fucking animals, bro. The type of shit they'll do to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? Again, I blame this system. I blame this world. I don't have the answers to make this world a better place, but what I'm saying is that money, in a way, is responsible for people to be doing a lot of foul shit. I'm nothing against money. It's I have something against people controlling the money. The people controlling the money, they're limiting money so people can remain a fucking slave working for the system so they can submit to the system, right? So and this is why people fuck other people over for money. This is why people do evil shit for money and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that we're in hell because shit like this happens. Just like that, shit like this is allowed in this realm, or shit like this takes place in this fucking realm. It shows how evil this shit is, man. But I don't know, man. But yeah, but when it comes to narcissism, I personally believe they're heavily influenced by a demonic spirit because the shit they do, their lack of empathy, they're just so not they're apathetic, so they have no empathy and shit like that. And I've interacted with people like this before, and it's just so fucking frustrating. It's like, bro, like, did you not realize that the shit you did was not okay? And they'll ignore it, they'll deflect it, they'll dodge accountability, and it's like that. It's like they're under a spell. I understand it's trauma from a scientific standpoint. It's trauma, it's shame, it's guilt, but it seems like there's a spiritual side to it and there's proof where like it's possible that like they could be influenced by demonic spirits or they're possessed by demonic spirits based on the death stare to give people, the narcissistic death stare, the evil stare, their lying and manipulation. That's no different than a fucking demonic possession. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense why they do a lot of evil shit. This is why you hear stories of people like getting killed at fucking midnight, people getting stabbed and shit like that, people getting shot up, people committing suicides. You know, it's just shit like that. So it makes sense that there's a lot of demonic influence for that shit, right? But I'm not trying to draw fear or anything. There's nothing to fear about. It's more so like because obviously we're better than these demonic entities. They just want something from us. That's why they're constantly attacking us because we have a light and we have innocence, and they don't like that shit. So we're better than them. But you know what I'm saying? I wonder how life is in afterlife. But, and I wonder the same people who do me wrong. I wonder if they're gonna get dealt with in afterlife. But that's all I gotta say, man. Just do your best. Just know that we're not perfect. So if you feel like you've done someone wrong or you feel like you've done things you're not proud of, don't even trip about it. As long as you're trying to make it right by these people, as long as you're trying to become a better version of yourself, that's all that matters. Just forgive yourself. Try not to fuck people over. Just live life and mind your own business, man. Like, bro, like the secrets to life, mind your own business, do the healing work, be the best you can be, and live life to your authentic self and be yourself and fucking just follow your heart, follow your passions, and work hard. And that's it, man. Just enjoy life. But people make this shit complicated. I'm gonna fucking rather screw people over, cause pain, inflict pain onto people and shit like that. But like, comment, subscribe, have a good one. Peace.